on the YouTube too. Okay, we are live, and I have a really big announcement, which is why I'm popping in here to your feed, because I want to make sure that you know this, because it's big and it's juicy, and I'm just so excited to share it all with you guys. So I will keep it short and sweet. If you've been checking your emails, if you're on our email list, and by the way, if you're not, get on it. If you've been checking emails, or if you've come to our breath support reset training earlier this week, then you know I have dubbed this September breath support month. And we've been diving into all kinds of breath support topics, breath support mistakes, breath support essentials. And we had our reset earlier in the week talking about some of those tools. Now, a few years ago, I offered a complete A to Z breath support training, walking singers through creating bulletproof breath support. And I did it at an insane rate. And I promised I would never offer it that low again. And I keep my promises, which is why it's been years since I've done this. But I still get asked all the time if my seminal breath support training can come back, the same training that singers in our flagship 4-month intensive training program get. So I'm doing something a little different. A week from this Saturday, on September 27th, I am hosting a 1-day breath support bootcamp to give you the entire method. So it's me, it's you, it's a group of amazing singers, and I will coach you through my complete method of bulletproof breath support in the bootcamp. So earlier this week in the breath support reset, we talked about important ideas that are a must to reset your breath support. And now this bootcamp is all about implementation, the step by step, the A to Z. So everyone will leave with your breath support fully understood, fully engaged, and dialed in. You'll also leave with a practice strategy so you know exactly how to condition your new bulletproof breath support tools in practice with the right exercises and the right ideas. You will leave with a method to bridge your new breath support into your repertoire. You know, nothing's worse than having a lot of tools that you feel pretty good with when you're in your exercises, but then you show up to your songs in your repertoire and you can't implement it there. You can't repeat it there. So a method to bridge that gap. And then we're going to give you practice MP3s of all the breath support exercises that we do during the bootcamp so you can continue to work with those. So you will get the method and the group support that you need at an insane price, you guys. $49 for the entire day. I am making this stupid affordable. I do not want you to have any excuse not to get the method, not to get the tools, and not to be able to start using them in your technique right away. So it's 5 hours of live training with me, the full method, and putting everything together, including a full hour of Q&A at the end, all for $49. I told you, it's insane. Most of you will spend more on dinner out this weekend. So where are your priorities, right? And for the fast action takers, the first 10 singers, there's a VIP option that is next level. So 10 quick movers are going to get one-on-one hot seat coaching with me throughout the bootcamp. So here's how that works. I will be coaching on each step of the method, and at each step of the way, whether we're talking about the inhale, whether we're talking about leaning into your support, whatever the specific step and tool is, those of you who are VIPs will be hot seat coaching with me on that particular tool. So I will say, all right, Jane, your hot seat is up. Let's coach on how you're doing this inhale, and she'll do the exercise, and I'll coach her exactly on it and make sure that she's implementing it right there in her body the right way in that moment. So that's important to you. That's what the VIP is about. So you're going to get hot seat coaching throughout the bootcamp. And if you want VIP access after the event, you also get a full private one-on-one with me to make sure that as you've been practicing the tools after the event, that you're implementing all of this the correct way in your body. And you will also get a studio class with me and the 10 other VIPs where we will coach individually in the context of the group to make sure that you are still implementing those ideas correctly after the event. So VIPs get hot seat coaching during the event, a one-on-one with me after, and a group studio class with me after. This is direct, immediate feedback on your breast support at every stage of the process. So the VIP option is $397, and I believe we only have 2 of those spots left, of the 10 spots left. Guys, this is not like fake urgency. I just can't coach that many hot seats in the boot camp. So both options, the VIP and the general admission, get the full recording after the boot camp that never expires. So you will be able to keep the trainings and the method and go back to it as many times as you want to refresh and review. You will also get all the MP3s of the exercises, and you'll get our guidebook to be able to look at it. If you're somebody who learns visually and wants to go through and be able to take notes, you'll have the guidebook too. So, and if you choose the $49 option, you will have the Q&A session, and you'll also get a ton of ideas out of watching me coach the hot seats that day. So every single one of you are going to learn how to identify your bad breast support habits and how to shift them. You're going to learn about what the most effective inhale is. You're going to learn what I think is a completely revolutionary way of being able to be consistent in your breast support to get game-changing results out of your voice and a repeatable outcome every time you sing. We're going to talk about the most essential breast support tools that are needed to stop sabotaging your resonance. So we're going to be linking the tools of the breast support to how that shifts the best resonance. We're going to be talking about apoyo. Apoyo. So many of you got, Arden, what is apoyo? How do I do it? What is it? And we're going to be coaching on exactly what it is, exactly how you do it, and why it's an absolutely essential tool for the kind of reliability that you need in your breast support to bring the kind of impact you need in your voice. And I'm going to show you exactly how to practice the practice of these new breast support tools, including, like I said, all the vocal exercises and the practice MP3s that come with it. So guys, last time I offered feedback like this and an interactive breast support training, I had to end the offer early because it sold out. So guys, this is capped at 75 general admission and 10 VIP. So if you want access and you're a rock star who is ready to break through to that next level of your sound, those elite gigs and all the opportunities that come from it, bulletproof breast support is an absolute must. That is your next move. That is why I'm making this so ridiculously inexpensive, because I want you to have no excuse not to know this. So the link to grab your spot, if you're watching on Facebook, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. Bootcamp link. Okay. Here you go. And I am also going to put it in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. It is also in the video description copy on YouTube, but I will post it in the comments so that you guys have this. Register now. I know that we are already half sold because we announced it in the reset at the beginning of the week. So 75 spots total. We're already at about 40. So we're a little over half sold, and we only have 2 VIP spots left. So if you've been hiding under a rock and you don't know that we're doing this, that's why I'm making this big announcement live, because I want to make sure everybody knows so you can grab your spot and join us for the boot camp and be able to have the foundation. Guys, this is about foundation. Is be able to have the foundational tools and understand it in a way that you can implement it and replicate it. That's my biggest goal here. Yes, it is game-changing ideas, but there are a lot of people out there who might give you game-changing ideas, but they don't know how to teach it. They don't know how to teach it in a way that is straightforward and repeatable so that you can get that result in your breast support every single time you sing. So that's what we're doing in the boot camp. I hope to see you there. If you have questions, you can DM me, you can shoot me an email, you can put a comment in this, and I will see you guys there. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.